And we're good. So now I just need to do this, and we're here. Thank you so much for your patience as I get more in tune with the technology. Can you hear me, Jay?
I can hear you. I still don't see you on YouTube.
Ah.
I'm going to X out and log back in.
What?
On YouTube, not on
Okay.
Zoom.
Yeah, because it shows me live right now.
Ah, now I see you.
Okay, great. All right, so we are live for mid-morning questions. So sorry about the technology. We're still trying to get acclimated with it. We will become pros soon enough. So what kind of questions do we have going on today?
I don't see any chats on here yet.
You know, I noticed that whenever you get into an oil play, you're always doing Oxy instead of XOM. Why is that?
It usually has a little bit more volatility than Oxy.
You could say that. Look at XOM.
I don't want to see it right now.
Yeah. What did you get me into, Jay?
The wrong one, I guess.
Next time I will stick to my XOM.
Yeah.
That's funny because I do notice that whenever we play oil, I'm doing XOM and you're doing Oxy. And so let's see, what are you looking at here? Are you looking at it on a 15-minute chart, or you just?
No,
well,
I usually follow. I've been doing Oxy for several months, probably 6 or 7 months. I started off doing it with warrants. They had some good warrants for a while.
Yeah.
And Oxy is the one that that Warren Buffett has been buying.
Oh, okay. Well.
So he is getting close to 20% ownership, I think.
Wow, we got a lot of alarms going off here.
I know, and I still don't see the other people that were. I don't see the screen that shows where there were people could chat.
No?
Let me see.
I see the screen.
Well, I don't see the chats. I don't see anybody else on here.
I don't think anyone's on. Is that possible? It says 13 are watching, but no one's chatting.
Okay, well, I said, okay. Now I've said good morning and welcome, so we'll see what happens.
If anyone's out there and you can hear us, let us know if everything's working properly. You could chat in the chat box. That'd be great, just to let us know. Thank you, thank you. All right, so, well, I guess if we don't have any questions, we don't have to be here.
Let's see. The SPY is still seems to be in a range.
Oxy breaks that pre-market low.
Yeah.
You have any communication from Discord?
Let me go back and check that as well.
No, I don't see anybody.
No, let me just ask. Well, I guess let's don't let a crisis go to waste. Let's just go ahead and do some charting and explain what you're looking at and how you're looking at it, and we'll record it.
Well, right now, I think 10, 11. You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather come back for FOMC.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'd rather do that and have an opportunity to trade live than just sit here repeating, what we talked about this morning.
That's a good point. So
And I can just delete this video off my
right.
stream, so no big deal.
Go ahead and do that, and I'll tell everyone what we're going to do on the Ask Sandy, and we'll be back at 2 p.m.
Okay, and I show that there's 14 people.
I cannot do a 2. It'll be 3 before I get here, because I have an appointment that.
Oh, no worries. It's okay.
3. Yeah.
I'm just curious. It shows that 13 people are watching. Oh, here we go. We got some people in the room. Do you see them, Jay?
Give me a second to get back to that.
So we got Big Boom, we got Freedoms here. Okay, guys, glad you're here. Sorry for the mix up there. Just getting used to the technology, but
okay.
This is a nice way to be able to answer people's questions as well as record at the same time and have those recordings available for everyone, because I know that that's been an issue. So glad you're here. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
All right.
And I think even though there's like nobody in the box, it says that there's 15 people watching. So,
okay. Well, yeah, I see that. So we will go ahead and Trade Monkey's here, and Aloba is here. Okay, thank you. What we'll do though is we're not going to do a full hour session. We're going to drop off at 12 o'clock, and Sandy's coming back on at 2 p.m. for FOMC, and we'll be trading on that. And then I'll be joining at 3 o'clock. And Big Boom's first question is, could you go over the KO trade and entry?
oh, wow. Let's take a look.
Yeah, because I know that Trader Chris and someone else stayed in after I got out, and I left money on the table.
That's okay. I just, when people say that quite a bit, I just, often tell them that, if you're out green, that should just be what you're concerned with, because too many times we say that and it's as if we're doing something wrong. But remember, you're gaining more experience, education, and confidence each and every time you get out of a trade with profit. And so when we took a look at Oxy, what day was that we got in? I think that was just yesterday. Looking at this on a 15-minute and a 1 hour, it was, let's see here. I think we got into it. Let me see my alerts. Unless he's got the details. Okay, let's see. That was yesterday. That was in the morning. So here's yesterday in the morning, looking at, I was actually looking for some safe trades to get into based on the market volatility. I mean, it's just as simple as that. And Coke, Pepsi, any of those types of names typically do good in a market environment that we have right now. So I was looking at the chart on a 15 and a 1 hour, which is typically a swing for me. And in the morning at 6:30, I noticed that it was popping up, and a lot of our traders use the 9 as a gauge. So I put it on my chart so that we can relate to one another. I typically like the 50, but it's okay. As you can see in the morning, full body, big candle right through. Is that today or is it yesterday? Hold on.
That was yesterday.
Yep, yesterday. It broke the pivot high here at 63.10. We took, I believe, 63 calls. And, oh, this was actually, we closed them out yesterday.
We did, yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, my bad. And we got into it Monday.
That's correct. Monday afternoon.
Okay, so as we kind of take a step back and look at the chart, we can see that it's in an upward channel. When we bought those, it was about 6:40 in the morning. Let me see my. Did I not send a text on this one?
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. I'll check the text.
Thanks. Yeah, next time let's ask, just because I send out all those texts, getting confused here. So this was Monday at about 9:30. So I actually think it was earlier than that, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, you at 12:28 my time, which is 9 something your time, you said $63 calls at $1.45.
Okay. So
That was
here
on,
we had,
that was on Monday.
okay, I'm on Monday, 6:30. We could see that it was in an upward channel. It relaxed and went sideways. That's always a good sign when you're looking at something that's going to be, is in an uptrend, looks like it's staying in an uptrend. Took it as a kind of like a bull flag. I could see where our channel was. We were still in the channel, and we took it. Was that? Let's see.
It was at 9:30 your time.
Okay. So that's right here. So we took it right here and basically hung on to it overnight. It popped up in the morning and we got out.
Right.
It's as simple as, it's as simple as that. And if you hung on, if you hung on to it like Trader Chris, he, though we ended up getting out of it here while it was still above the 9, he kept it and rode it up until I think the end of day yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you have any specific questions about it?
No, this was Big Boom saying that he just left, he made money, but left a lot on the table. And Trader Chris, I think, wound up getting $2 for the thing. That was a $1.45 entry. So that was a good return.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, I think lately with how volatile the market's been, you know, I have to be a little bit more cognizant that, you know, we're trying to get in and out with profit. So I think, you know, once we had 20% profit, I think I exited with 19, I think it was 19.3. At one point, we were above 20%.
Mm-hmm.
And recognizing how crazy the market's been lately, getting out. And you'll notice that on my swing trade channel, it even says, you know, if you have 10 to 15% profit, you know, take it. You know, today you feel like you left something on the table.
Yeah.
But
can you go back? Can you go back to Monday morning, because Big Boom is saying it looks like probably could have been in the trade a little bit earlier.
Oh, sure. Hindsight being 2020, Big Boom.
Yeah.
Sure. Hindsight being 2020, you can.
Right.
You know what can I tell you?
Yeah.
You could have
So,
stayed, you could have gotten into it on Friday. I mean, you know, we can you know, but then if I got you in it on Thursday, you would have been upset and said we got in it too early, like we did on DE, right?
right.
So don't have to take the trades. You can enter these trades whenever you want to, and you can exit whenever you want to. So I got out with close to 20%, and I'm happy.
Yeah. So you could, I'm sure you probably have some go-to faves that you see every so often. You'll look and see, oh, this is lower, so I know this will probably go up in a few days. And
Well, you know, I was just noticing that KO was on an upswing, and I had read something on the news about it,
mhm.
and I forgot what it was at this time, but I felt like, you know, that was a pretty safe trade to get into based on, you know, we had gotten into DE before, we had gotten into some other stocks before, and they kind of took a wild ride. So that's why when Ulta, by the way, got out of Ulta because it wasn't going the way that I wanted it to go or that I had planned in my analysis.
Mhm.
And glad that we got out of Ulta. Have you seen Ulta?
No, I didn't look.
Ulta's up $10 today.
Wow.
We had puts on it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, you know, it just goes to show you that, you know, if we're always looking in hindsight and we're always thinking what could have been, you know, I feel like it's a waste of energy. I think it's better to look at the chart, make a decision, get into it. If it doesn't suit what, you know, your analysis was,
Mhm.
then get out and change your plan.
Right.
Because, you know, it's, you know, trading's tough. It's not easy.
Okay. So Aloba has a question about the arrows. Do they repaint? I guess do they move around, or how? Explain the arrows.
So if the question is, do they repaint? I do not think that these specific arrows do. We actually created this indicator for the strategy that we use in our Discord. And that is based on the CCI. So this is an upper study for the CCI. And we're just testing it out before we release it to our subscribers. And it's doing pretty good right now.
Yeah. And Trade Monkey is watching SPX, the CCI 5-minute. It appears it just crossed below the 0.
Yeah, looks like it went farther than that.
So did you get in it there, Trade Monkey, since we were not fast enough? Or maybe we could be. And
It's actually jumping up here a little bit.
yeah.
I think 5-minute on SPX for me, unless you're doing a vertical, is a little too far. Is he scalping this? Is he looking to scalp?
Not yet. He didn't tell us that. And just a little bit of a tangent back to where we were talking. Freedom
Yeah.
reminds us that compounding goes a long way, to take those small returns and reinvest, retrade.
Oh yeah, you know, I love home runs, but this game is really more about base hits, base hits, base hits. And you
Right.
know, if you practice the strategy long enough and you get confident with what you're doing, then you can stay in the ride a lot longer. So
Right. And Trade Monkey's already out of SPX, so
okay.
sounds like a good move. And speaking of
Yeah.
CCI and how it works, take a quick look at Oxy before we go on to the next topic. No, you and I got in it earlier, and I didn't set a stop and stayed in it, but it hit the bottom and is now inching its way back up.
Yeah, this would definitely be a good place to buy it at. And, when we talk about, buying at resistance, you're really looking for a breakout. But the bad thing about buying at resistance is if it doesn't break out, having a good stop on there probably would have saved you all of this right here. So now you have to make it back,
Yep.
go back up. And so this would have been a better entry. And it looks pretty good.
Mhm.
So you're still in that?
I am, yeah.
I thought I got out. I'm still in it with you. So it better go back up. This was this was your referral. I love it when people say, hey, look at this, let's do this. It's like, all right, let's give it a shot.
And I still think no matter what happens with inflation and the Fed, that they can't do anything about gas prices for a few weeks or months. So I think oil companies are still going to make some money.
Yeah. So this will be interesting to see what happens this afternoon with the Fed.
Mhm.
I think they were, saying on the news something in regards to something about they were going to, I think, raise additional points, which that's going to cause a lot of volatility in the market today.
It
So we
certainly
should get
will.
some good moves.
Certainly will.
So let's take a look at SPX. What is going on now in the market? Anything? Any questions? Because this is really a Q&A time right now.
Not really. No one is talking about it.
All right. Well, if there's no Q&A, then I got some work to do on the back end, and we'll resume this when
At 2 o'clock.
yeah.
All right, and then I'll be back at 3. So I didn't realize, I set an appointment before I realized that it was FOMC.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Well, I might miss out on money, but oh well.
Well, we'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens today. I try not to have a bias, but
Okay, guys, if there are no more questions right now, I'll give you a couple minutes in case someone's typing, because I can't see that on
okay.
YouTube. But we're gonna.
So Big Boom, just, in regards to like market volatility and stuff, it's always good to have a list of stocks that you feel, can take advantage of when the market drops. And that being plays like KO, Coca-Cola, all the value names is some of the stocks that I look at that I don't feel is going to be, that dangerous overnight. So that's what I'm looking at. Whenever you see the market drop, you'll always notice that those are the stocks that actually go against what the market's doing. So if technology is going down, then value is going up. And so I think that was my mindset for the KO. As far as the entry was concerned, it had broken out the day before. And I just felt like it was a decent opportunity just to ride that for another day. I hope that answers your question.
So Sandy, before we leave, if you look at the SPY is starting to do a downtrend.
Okay.
And with that, I was also looking at Uber. Oh, never mind it. Uber just ding green because it's getting ready. It looked like it was going to start flushing as well. And then Intel, because Intel is on the bottom of the TTRM LRC.
Yeah.
And if it goes through there, it looks like it could flush.
Yes.
I just wanted your feedback on that.
Yeah, let's take a look at our, we really didn't get to play any of our picks this morning, did we?
Right. And
So So let's see, we got
Intel is getting close. It's at 451.58, and you had a breakthrough level of 41 even.
okay, so it looks like Nike actually, is Nike in? Nike
Needs to be at 105, and that's where the TTRM is.
I'm showing Nike on my triggers as being 107.05 on the watch list today. So
I have 105.05 on mine.
oh, from the watch list?
Uh-huh.
Let's take a look. Did I write that? Let's see. 105.05.
Just got a note that from, gosh, let me see. Give me 1 second. From Top Notch that said the Intel CEO is one of the highest paid in America.
Is that right? I take it that's what's going on there.
Maybe.
All right, let's take a look at, you said Intel, INTC?
Right.
Yeah, it had a lot of activity in the options market.
Yeah, it's pulling back now.
What are we looking at? 41? Yeah, it's still in its range. Got Uber.
Trade Monkey, Trade Monkey says, do you care about the small body candle with long wick?
Do I care about it? I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, Trade Monkey, we call those hypodermics, and they get you the needle.
That's right. That's
usually
right.
in the wrong place.
They cause you pain. Don't get into a trigger or a breakout or a breakdown on a wick. It's just going to cause you pain. So Uber's trading in its range. It looks like nothing's going to happen until the FOMC. I have a feeling. So you got
Trade Monkey also says that the SPX is dropping hard, but the LRC 5 minutes is still pointing up.
So Trade Monkey, why do you think SPX is falling hard? I don't see that at all.
Maybe he's on the 5 minute.
I'm on the 1 minute. If it was falling, we'd be able to see it on a 1 minute. It's at 39.52. I mean, I don't see it flushing right now. Is he in it?
Earlier, he said he was already out, so I don't know. I don't know right now.
It actually broke trendline resistance here. That would have been a nice entry and broke the 9. A lot of people like the 9. Broken a secondary here, so that's 3 breaks of support, and got down to the bottom of the TTM LRC, which I labeled green on my chart, and you can see now it's popping back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you know what I was trying to utilize, and Anil did such a great job, is I was trying to visualize having the TTM LRC, utilizing it, knowing that the 2 bottom regression lines was a good place to buy. And the 2 top regression lines were a good place for resistance and to sell. And so I was looking for an easy visual for that. And it's proving to be pretty good. Now, if it ends up breaking, of course, the 2 bottom lines on the regression channel, then that means that there's a flush down and that the lower pivot is going to change. It's going to have a lower low. So with that in mind, kind of a nice, easy visual without having all the lines on your chart.
Right.
So this is I'm practicing with it this week, and I actually just today I'm using it and I like it. So I'm liking the confluence of everything together. And though this is a 1 minute chart, if typically speaking, the strategy is more in line with a 5 minute. And as you can see, we got a 5 minute arrow here. Let me close this. We got a 5 minute arrow here. And we were able to take that up until this arrow here. Got another up arrow here. And you can see the confluence with the 9 is working out real well.
Mhm.
And then we got a down arrow here. Up here. So that's not bad for SPX. It's too bad none of the other stocks are really moving so that we can kind of gauge that, but let's take a look. So here in the morning on Facebook, got a down arrow. Got the up arrow right here. It's a little late. I might have to adjust that because I can see from the CCI, we actually got an up here, but the arrow's on the next one. It's okay. I mean, it could be confirmation. And then down here as well. So not bad, actually. I kind of like it. So this is the first time that there's, there's no CCI upper study in TOS. So this is actually the Trading Made Simple indicator.
Okay.
Pretty exciting stuff.
It is.
And if you know me, I love indicators. And it's just fun to be able to have worked with someone to actually create kind of the vision of the strategy of the CCI,
Yeah.
not only being on the lower study, but also on the upper study.
I also know you, and I'm going to suggest that you don't do it.
Don't do what?
Let it go to everybody. Keep it only for subscribers.
Okay. Yeah, this one's pretty special.
I know.
I think Adil wanted to sell this one, so I don't know.
That's a smart move.
He's my co-business partner in the indicator department, so I'm going to have to talk to him and see how
absolutely. This is not one to let get out on the web.
How he wants to proceed forward with that. So we'll see. All right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions.
There is nothing else now. And let me double check.
So FOMC is 2 o'clock. I think it's Eastern time, right?
That is correct.
So it'll be 12 o'clock my time then. All right.
I think it's 11, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
All right.
11 o'clock my time. I need to give myself a note, make sure that I come back.
Okay.
So if any of you guys want to come back at 11 a.m. Or 2 p.m. Eastern time, come on back and we'll do some live trading and see if anything happens with FOMC.
All right. And I'll see you at 3.
Sounds good, Jay. Thanks so much for everything.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys, for jumping onto YouTube, and we'll see you back on YouTube.
We will get the technology figured out, guys. Quick one, Sandy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Trade Monkey says for Darvas, do we only look at the top yellow line and the bottom purple line? When do we look at the bottom yellow line?
Okay. So the Darvas is basically a box. They call it the Darvas box. And so your Darvas set is the resistance and support. So the yellow resistance, yellow support, purple resistance, purple support. So the difference in the colors is just that if Darvas was on purple and the next Darvas box is yellow, that means that the candle broke to the upside, and vice versa for the purple. So if Darvas, if price was in Darvas yellow and the next sequence is purple, that means that the price actually broke Darvas going down. So really, you don't have to technically use that. It does give you a nice visual of knowing price is higher high or price was high and is heading down lower. And so you just want to be aware that there's a strategy with Darvas. There's two, actually. The first strategy with Darvas is that if price breaks the resistance of your Darvas box, then that's a breakout. And vice versa on the down, on the opposite, right? If it breaks support, just like when we're looking at support and resistance on our chart, if it breaks support, then it's going down. And so that's a breakdown, and you could buy puts on that. The other strategy is that, just like with any support and resistance, if you have a choppy market, and by the way, today we do, all the stocks that we chose today on the watch list are just trading within their range. When stocks trade within their range, by the way, you should write this down, that is more of a support and resistance trade. So knowing that your stock is not breaking up or breaking down means that it's an inside day. An inside day meaning, well, if I know where support is, I could buy at support and sell at resistance. And if I know where resistance is, I could sell at resistance and buy support. So if you look at your stocks on your watch list and you see that you have a decent ATR on one of your stocks, as an example, I have Facebook on my screen. Facebook's range today is from 179 to 183. It's a nice range. You can make some money with that, even if it's going slow at it. So knowing that, then you could say to yourself, do I now want to play Facebook as support and resistance? So now you're waiting for Facebook to hit resistance, so you could short it, or you're waiting for Facebook to be at support so you can go long. Great question.
It was.
And, oftentimes we don't even talk about like what to do when our stocks are in a range. And I'm going to add that to the list, that we need to make a video on that.
Mm-hmm.
When our stocks are range bound, what do you do? Do we just sit on our hands? No, we find the stocks that have a nice ATR, and we can then still get into a trade by doing support and resistance, trading support and resistance.
And if it's not enough volatility to do something with options, you could just buy a small quantity of common and trade that as well. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And if you're worried about, short dated calls as an example, and you didn't want that theta to be against you, you could, buy a debit spread instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a credit spread. Or
Big Boom was concerned, said, do not delete the stream. But I think when we stop broadcasting, that it just goes away on its own, and you're going to have to resend it out at 2 o'clock.
Yes. So what ends up happening is when we're on live stream, when we're done with our presentation, I'm just ending our video at that point. And when we get back on, then I will create a new stream and get back on.
Okay, sorry, because he might be at work. And by the way, he did say that he wants you to share that list of your favorite stocks that you watch.
Sounds good. Sounds great. Happy to do so.
All right. Thank you all very much. See you later.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Great questions. Thanks, Jay. Have a great day.
You're welcome. See you soon.
You bet.